In the upcoming video, Noam Chomsky speaks on Karl Marx. Chomsky in general acknowledges Marx's significant contribution to understanding power dynamics and class structures within societies. He also resonates with Marx's critique of capitalism, particularly its inherent inequalities and exploitation. Chomsky criticizes some Marxist interpretations for being overly rigid and dogmatic. Chomsky questions the idea of a strong centralized state as envisioned in some Marxist theories, favoring a more decentralized and democratic approach. Now, off to this wonderful video of Chomsky, and following some more general thoughts of Chomsky on Marx.
Marx himself was a complex figure, the early Marx. So you read the philosophical manuscripts and so on. This is coming straight out of the French and German Romanticism. So the kinds of ideas you find expressed in Humboldt and in the more libertarian side of Rousseau himself was very split. But if you take the libertarian-esque part of Rousseau, the Second Discourse on Inequality and Humboldt and so on, all of this that's the background in which Marx grew up. And if you read the philosophical and manuscripts of the early period, they're immersed in this. So his theory of alienation comes out of this. Coerced labor is alienating and counter to human nature precisely for these reasons, for the Humboldtian reasons. When you get to the later Marx, it's sort of like a scholarly debate about whether he changed his mind or just started talking about other things. But anyway, you don't find it any longer. And by that time, Marxism does become, exactly as you say, very detrimental to this. So you get this idea, which you do find in Marx, but he couldn't have believed it, that human nature is just a historical product. And people are just malleable. They're made what their culture turns them into. You get this even in people like Gramsci, who was one of the more libertarian Marxists. But this idea that humans are simply formed by the environment and they are nothing but clay, passive clay in the hands of their molders, that's an idea which is very attractive to radical intellectuals because they think they're going to be the molders, of course, and that leads right to the Leninist version of Marxism. And it does become a kind of orthodoxy. And the earlier views are either forgotten or marginalized, although they're certainly there in Marx, and they certainly are in the tradition that he came from.
There's a lot to be learned from Marx. Well, for example, what he wrote about a Russian peasant society, which is not known. That was pretty interesting. But his analysis of the basic character of kind of an abstract form of capitalism, which is his main work, that's pretty enlightening, I think. It doesn't describe actual societies. It's quite abstract, as he insisted. But there are ideas there that can be applied, could be applied then, still can be applied very effectively to the nature of capitalist society. For example, to things like the environmental crisis, which Marx and Engels wrote about in their terms. There's plenty there to learn from. He was also a great reporter. His commentary on ongoing events in Europe and India and elsewhere is extremely revealing. He was a very penetrating analyst of social systems.
Chomsky and Marx share common ground. Both thinkers share a vision for a more egalitarian society with worker control over production. Chomsky identifies himself as an anarchist with strong libertarian socialist leanings. They both emphasize the importance of social movements and worker solidarity in achieving societal transformation. Chomsky doesn't subscribe to a strict Marxist ideology. He appreciates Marx's insights while offering his own critiques and interpretations. You might find him referring to himself as an anarchist with radical Marxist leanings. Well, I hope you liked the video and give the channel a subscribe. If you wish, you can join the channel and become a member, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you would check out and subscribe to my other channel, Progressive Movement, link is on the homepage and in the comments section. Thank you. Now, take care and bye-bye.